Welcome to the Quick Galloper YouTube channel. Please like, subscribe, share and hit the notification bell.
They're off. Sky Rizzy misses it. Nala's Bushman, as usual, will be running late. Charming Sound, the grey, left at the back of the field early as they charge away, leaving the 7. Heroine is on the rail with that lead. Wilson now moving in between horses neatly as they make their way toward the 6th. And there goes Sky Rizzy. Sky Rizzy now out in front by a length and a tail as they leave the 6th for a long point. Wilson in a handy spot. K-Boy in between horses. Toward the outside, Superior now asked to make some progress. Silent Cat looks to be in a handy spot as well as the group leaves the 5. Heroine left back on the rail, accompanied by her shadow, always right on the outside. Charming Sound is next. Just in behind those, that's Medal Award, second from the back of the field. And last of all, the late running Nala's Bushman. They've left the half mile. They've run toward the 7:16. Sky Rizzy chipping along with a 2.5 length advantage. Wilson now sent in chase. So to K-Boy on the outside. Asked to make progress. That's Silent Cat and always right. Superior under an urge. In behind them, that's Heroine 7 or 8 lengths off that lead. About to be caught by Charming Sound. The back markers, Nala's Bushman. And now the new back marker is Medal Award fading as the leaders come into the top of the lane. Can they catch Sky Rizzy? The rider has a peep in his mirrors. It's Sky Rizzy and Romario Gordon as they flash past the 3:16. Sky Rizzy now running on fumes and gives way. Always right, kicking in on the outside now, grabs the lead. Robert Halladine now stoking up. Wilson takes charge up front. Wilson is left back on the rail and the rider has given up as always right runs away with the first event, winning it by a huge gap in the end. Finishing second, that's Wilson. Could be K-Boy in between horses. Nala's Bushman out wide. Superior is back in 5th. Looks to be settled now. And they're off. Sweet Burn misses it, gives the rest a 5-length jump. God of Thunder took off fast. Blinding Light settled down on the outside to challenge. Planner is now urged to get closer. Prince Daniel on the outside. CW Treasure in the bright orange racing with Prince Daniel. And at the back of the field, it's Sweet Burn as they race away passing the half mile. Maybe 6 lengths separates the entire bunch as they arrive at the 7:16th, and Planner now shows by the flare of a nostril on the outside of Blinding Light on the rail. Prince Daniel is a length and 3/4 back, asked to make ground, with God of Thunder sitting easy in 4th spot as they make their way passing the 5:16. Sweetburn now begins to make ground along with CW Treasure. They're into the lane, they're at the top of it, and a Blinding Light, the switch turned on, now grabs that lead. It is Blinding Light here on the outside. Sweetburn now kicking in and beginning a strong challenge. Blinding Light asked to shine once again as they arrive at the furlong pole, continuing to fight off Sweetburn. God of Thunder now asked to strike down against the rail, but it is Blinding Light who continues to lead them. He holds a 3 or 4 length advantage. Inside the final 16th, it's a Blinding Light, and action-packed Ryan Lewis will hold it to the end. God of Thunder is 2 lengths adrift in second. CW Treasure is third. Sweet Burn is fourth. Seven and a half furlongs, field in line and sent off immediately. Successful Man, not successful at the start, and gives the field a huge jump. Have a Joy now comes flashing with some speed. Rockola is right there too, along with the Soul Warrior in the early exchanges as they run toward the 6. Rockola just the leader from Have a Joy, tucked in between horses, filling the sandwich. The Soul Warrior is the one, the grey on the rail. A gap of some 5 or 6 to Papidon, joined by Successful Man now going on the hunt. Chief Dissident is 2 lengths in behind them, and Monster Vigorous trailing the small field. They've dashed past the 5 and head toward the half mile. Rockola leading up by a long neck. The Soul Warrior there on the rail. Have a Joy left back in third. Successful Man is racing up next as they charge away, leaving the half mile and make their way toward the 7:16. Papidon racing on the outside in between horses. Have a Joy. Chief Dissident second from the back. And last of all, it's Monster Vigorous 3/8 of a mile to run. Rockall on the outside. The Soul Warrior now coming with a strong challenge on the rail, cutting the corner. And the Soul Warrior just the leader. Rockola continues to challenge on the outside. A break back to Successful Man wound up for run. Papidon and Chief Dissident come next along with Havajoy at the back. It's Monster Vigorous. But the Soul Warrior at the top of the lane now asked to kick and does so. 3/16 to run. Rockola drifting off a true line, possibly under pressure as the Soul Warrior continues to hold the advantage inside the final furlong. It's the Soul Warrior and Tajay Suku beginning to open up. Rockola left back, running on the spot. Chief Dissident toward the outside. Successful Man down against the rail, but it's all over. The Soul Warrior and Tajay Suku win by maybe 5. Rockola second. Successful Man third. Chief Dissident is fourth. Field in 9. 6.5 furlong starter Michael Sims is ready. And they're off. Lucy in the Sky misses it. Came out awkwardly. Colorado Ranger also with the back marker as they head past the 6. Titan Tempo the favourite and Unruly Dawn match strides. Their heads apart as they drive toward the 5. Uncle Pecker length and a nose-tickling tail racing back in third. They leave the 5. 2.5 to 3 lengths back to Bobby Too Bad. A Blood Moon is asked to make some progress. Lucy in the Sky is also progressing as they charge away inside the final half of a mile. Mineola racing toward the back of the field and Colorado left stranded at the back. Unruly Dawn just the leader. Titan Tempo 3 parts of a length on the rail. Uncle Peck in the red with the white sleeves racing just in front of Bobby Too Bad. Lucy in the Sky races on the outside of Blood Moon making progress on the rail. Mineola is under the stick already and Colorado Ranger left at the back. They're coming into the top of the lane. Unruly Dawn in between horses. The favourite Titan Tempo on the rail asked to get going. Uncle Peck is in between runners and Bobby Too Bad now wound up for a run on the outside. Unruly Dawn being grabbed by Bobby Too Bad. And these two now battle for it as they're inside the final furlong, bumping and boring on the lead. Unruly Dawn has it once again. Bobby Too Bad left a length and a half back inside the final 16th. It is Unruly Dawn. And the champion jockey Radish, the Sneaky Fox Roman, they win by 2. Bobby Too Bad second. Uncle Peck third. Blood Moon is fourth. They're ready, they're off. Fair start, Star Aurora comes out running and gets that lead. Secret Sensation, Big LA overtaking, and Big LA now rushes up to join Star Aurora, and now Big LA goes on by a length and opening up as they leave the 5. Star Aurora held together right there in second. You're My Sweetie and My Eclipse race in front of True Blue and Secret Sensation. Good Conscience trails the field. A half a mile to run. They make their way into that turn and Big LA attempts to escape them, leading up by almost 3 lengths. Star Aurora in pursuit. A break of 4 or more to You're My Sweetie. My Eclipse fading back a bit, caught by True Blue on the move on the outside. Secret Sensation and Good Conscience, they share last. 5/16 of a mile to run. Big LA up in front. Star Aurora now coming up to make eye contact at the top of the lane. Big LA near the rail. Star Aurora in the black now goes on. And Star Aurora hits the front from a Big LA. Secret Sensation is over on the rail and put to the right-hand stick. You're My Sweetie in the orange sleeves races out wide, but it's all Star Aurora. A furlong. Can they catch Star Aurora? Beginning to open the gap. Being chased by You're My Sweetie, best of the rest, along with Secret Sensation. But they're inside the final 16th. There's no stopping Star Aurora in the Portmore Entertainment OTB Trophy. The second win for Robert Halliday. Ease down, maybe winning by 7. You're My Sweetie just ahead of Secret Sensation third. My Eclipse is fourth. Fielded 9 and sent off immediately. Till You Ride came off at the back of the field as they go flashing past the 5. Brilliant Mind has dashed through to get an early lead on the run to the half mile. Moonlight Song moving now to pursue the leader and gaining all the time as they arrive at the half mile and go into that turn. Worries again is 3 lengths in behind them. Shan Shan is the one racing down against the fence as they go racing past the 7/16th. Army Recruit just on the outside of that one. Smoking Tom races up next as they leave the 3. In the yellow silks, that's Boss Lady Janet now asked to make some progress. I get back to Smoking Tom, then Bring Me Back. Miracle Selection, and last of all, it's Still Your Ride. But they're into the lane. Worries again on the outside, strikes the front. Moonlight Song is battling down against the rail. They charge away now toward the final furlong. Army Recruit now beginning to gain momentum on the outside. Worries again between horses. Moonlight Song on the rail, not going away. Army Recruit is there. Here comes Boss Lady Janet now out 4 wide in the yellow silks, but they race inside the final 16th. Army Recruit worries again. Boss Lady Janet now closing with a flourish on the outside. Boss Lady Janet made just a beaten Army Recruit. Close between Shan Shan, worries again. Also close between Smoking Tom and Moonlight Song. They're off. Another wow. Passion and Beyond barbecued the 3 to get away slowly as 32 Red took off quickly. Total Eclipse tucked in between them, and Total Eclipse now shows early foot and grabs that lead on the run to the 5. Another quality chasing, another wow in between horses. Red 32 out wide. Barbecue racing right with those, and the favourite Passion and Beyond at the back of the field as they go running toward the half mile. Another wow, just the leader. Total Eclipse right there in a handy spot. Another quality race is in third, 4 lengths off that lead. Red 32 is 2 lengths in behind. Barbecue beginning to make ground on the rail. And the Passion and Beyond remains last and will have to do running late as they've left the 3. Another wow attempting to steal it. Slips off by maybe 6 lengths. Total Eclipse and another quality chasing with Barbecue. Then Red 32. Passion and Beyond now looks to be finding some footing as they're at the top of the lane. And it's another wow tearing away from this field. Arriving at the final 3/16th. Another wow in complete control. Passion and Beyond, the wildest of them all in the red and white checks. Now asked to find his kick. But it's another wow out in front with a clear and what looks to be an unstoppable advantage inside the final 16th. Tajay Sekou and another wow have slaughtered the field, and they will win by maybe double digits. Passion and Beyond coming from the back is second. Red 32 is third. Barbecue is fourth. Field in 9. They're off. Bedison, Miss Brayton, they came off the slowest of them all. Brahma Bull has speed, so too Cut Out. Mr. Lee's right there in the early fracas as they make their way down the back stretch and slip past the 6. Brahma Bull on the rail comes away with that lead. Cut Out is next. Mr. Lee racing in third on the outside, Joyful Surprise. Bossman making steady ground against the rail as they leave the 5/8 pole. A gap opens up, maybe 10 or more lengths to Miss Brayton on the outside of I'm Outstanding, and Benison is left struggling last. They're approaching the half mile, about to go spinning into the home turn, and Bossman has now slipped through on the rail. That's the favourite, opening up some 3 lengths quickly over Brahma Bull. Cut Out now asks for an effort. Mr. Lee is racing next, maybe 6 or 7 off that lead. Joyful Surprise a further length and a half away as they leave the 3. I'm Outstanding races in front of Miss Brayton, and the Benison firmly planted at the back of the field as they've left the 5/16th and come into the lane. Catch Bossman if you can. The rider has the hammer down. He says, I'm a gone, come on. Catch me if you can. And Bossman is out in front. Cut Out continues the chase from second. Brahma Bull is struggling in between horses. Mr. Lee running on the spot. I'm Outstanding needs to do more, but it's all Bossman in charge inside the final furlong. Bossman, the 3 to 5 favorite, running away under Omar El Champo Walker, and there's no stopping Bossman. Bossman will win it easily in the end. Maybe 7 or 8 lengths in front of I'm Outstanding. Benison is next. Cut Out possibly just over Mr. Lee. start already, they're off. Good start. Florindia comes away running with Rani Bangala right there on the heels. Unspun racing out wide, Sensational Soul in the purple runs the rail, Oil Machine almost in between them. Miss Grove races next, possibly 7 lengths separates that bunch. Fearless Soul is a further 3.5 lengths back, and last of all, it's the General. They've left the 6 and flashed past the 5. Heading to the half-mile, Florindia attempts to go all the way. Unspun and Sensational Soul now closing the gap as they make their way, flashing past the half-mile. Florindia out in front. Sensational Soul and Unspun. Oil Machine on the outside, almost hidden from view. Miss Grove and Rani Bangala race up next. The gap opens up to Fearless Soul and Forget the General with a mountain to climb at this stage as they go past the 3 and make their way toward the 5.16. Florindia continues to guide them along. Oil Machine now going in chase on the outside. Miss Grove is warmed up for a kick along with Rani Bangala, but it's Florindia on that lead inside the last quarter at the top of the lane. Oil Machine continues to worry the leader as they head toward the furlong pole on the outside. That's Miss Grove, but Florindia now has a clear lead. Oil Machine looks to be packing it in. Miss Grove is toward the outside. Sensational Soul has a lot to do, but Florindia is not for catching. In the Allen E. Billy Williams Memorial Trophy, it's Florindia. A triple for Tajay Suku. A double for Anthony Nunes. Miss Grove is second. Sensational Soul is third. Fearless Soul is fourth. They're off. What a Spun misses it along with Victorious Lynx. Bigger Boss wants that lead, so too Uncle Nally, and they rub shoulders as they flash past the 6. London Spirit races out wide. Victorious Lynx now beginning to recover and slips down into third spot. Comuna Trece is there. Stardom running in between horses. London Spirit racing just in behind them. A break back to Midnight Traveller, and What a Spun left flat-footed at the back. They go dashing down the back stretch, about to leave it now. They're at the half-mile. Victorious Lynx are tackled now by Uncle Nally on the outside. These two eye to eye as they leave the 7.16. Stardom is 3 lengths in behind. A Bigger Boss settled down on the rail in fourth. Comuna Trece is under an urge and asked to get closer as they leave the 3. London Spirit is a further 3 lengths behind those. Then comes Midnight Traveller and What a Spun going nowhere last. The field will come thundering into the top of the lane. In the red silks, Victorious Lynx has it. Uncle Nally continues to fight on the outside. Over on the rail, Bigger Boss now wound up for a run, but still Victorious Lynx holds the lead. Bigger Boss now beginning to make gains. They're at the furlong pole. Victorious Lynx under pressure from Bigger Boss, who now snatches the lead. It is Bigger Boss taking charge as they leave the final 16th pole. Bigger Boss and Terrific Tevin Foster. They're opening up a lead and will take the OTB Appreciation Trophy. Victorious Lynx is second, Stardom is third, Comuna Trece is fourth, London Spirit is fifth.
Thank you for watching another video produced by the team from QuickGallopJaya.com and its YouTube channel, The Quick Galloper. Please stay on the channel for other enlightening videos on those involved in local horse racing. Please like, subscribe, and press the notification bell.